Hello, my name is Mike from MikesCarpentryPlus, and it's the 28th of April, 19, and went outside, and it's 50 degrees, and there's not going to be very many cooler days like this to start up my wood burner. So I thought I would fire it up for you again, and also show you how the temperature control knob works on the front of this wood burner. It's probably similar to what they've got on other models, real simple. And once I get the fire going and waiting for a minute, I'll get my chalkboard out and I'll show you how it works. Anyway, start the fire again real quick. I've already scraped the grate off with my fire stick. I already emptied my ash pan. I've got my bottom door here open 2 inches, so I'm ready for paper. Lay your paper in there. This time I've got logs that are that'll fit into my firebox, so that's all good now. Anyway, put some more paper in there. Take some pieces of cardboard, lay them over the paper, build a little teepee. Nice piece of cured hard maple. Remember to lay it on this end of the log on this ledge here so you don't smother the fire. Another piece of hard maple. You want to put the wood in there to where there's a little opening in the middle. And you shut the top door, leave that bottom door open 2 inches, and just give it some time. And this is a good time for me to get my chalkboard out. And so you can see how this thing works. I need to get this jacked up a little bit here. How's that? Can you see that okay? On this side, well, what we're looking at here is on the front of the wood burner there's a little knob right here, and it says low and high. To the left is low, to the right is high, and what that controls is this coil right here, and the coil comes out a couple inches, and it's got a chain connected that goes down, and it's connected to a door down here that's on the side of the firebox. As you can see, you've got your ash pan door right here with the 3 little holes in it, and that's where the normal airflow comes through. And then when this door's open, when this coil is cold, that door's open. That's normally how it is before I fired up, before I put anything in here, and it's just cold. This is what it looks like. This door's open, so you have more air that's able to come in through that door into the ash pan area, up through your grate, and then that way you have a bigger fire and you have more air going out of your flue here. So once it warms up, that coil is going to expand and it'll drop down, and that chain that's connected to that door will allow that door to close. So then you have no more air coming through that door down here. And so the only air that you have going through your firebox is through your ash pan door. And there's in your top door, big door, there's a couple little holes there also, but that's just the way they make them. But the airflow that's important is the airflow that's coming in through your ash pan door. That's coming up underneath the fire, and that feeds the right amount of air up to keep your firebox burning properly, wherever you want it set at. Now, if you want this to if you want your fire a little hotter, you can turn your knob on the front here, turn it, as you're looking at it, turn it clockwise. And what that'll do is that'll raise this coil up here. It'll raise this chain, it'll open this door more. So it'll take more heat in the box itself to make this coil look more like this and close that door. So you'll have a higher temperature in your firebox. But anyway, that's how that control works on front, and it's been a couple minutes. So let's see what the fire's doing. Okay, we've got a little bit of a fire going over there, but it's not going as much as I like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick some more paper. I'm going to close this top door, and I'm going to put some fire into the ash pan. Close that ash pan door and leave it 2 inches open. Remember that the important thing with a wood burner is airflow. The more airflow you have up coming underneath that grate, into your firebox, the hotter your fire is going to be. And that's why this bottom door is open 2 inches, so there's a lot of air that's coming up through there. Now what that's doing is that's heating the flue. It's not going to put off a lot of heat for inside the house. It's going to heat the flue up, which is what you want, so it draws more air. Okay, the wood's hot in there, but it didn't take off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick some paper down in there in between. Get me a couple more pieces of cardboard. Sometimes it takes right off and sometimes it doesn't. You have to do whatever you got to do. If I use smaller pieces, of course, it would take off a little better, but normally using 2 pieces like that works fine. So once I got my paper in under the wood, I'm going to get some more paper, open that bottom door, and what this will do, this will fire up that paper and cardboard that's already in there. Close that back to 2 inches and give it another shot. Can you hear that? It starts roaring a little bit once it takes off. See, like that. Now that I've got it going like this, I can gently put my wood down on the bottom, leave a little gap there, and then close that top door and let that go for, you can, just depending on how warm you want it to get. Let's say you're chilled to the bone and it's your electric furnace isn't working and your house is cold and like 50 or 60 degrees and you want to get it good and hot really quick. Leave that bottom door open a couple inches for, you can leave it open for 10 or 15 minutes, and then open up that top door. Spread those pieces of wood out just a little bit, stick another piece like this one here on top, like kind of like make 2 on the bottom, 1 on top, so that this gets all the flames. And then you can leave your bottom door open for another 5 minutes or so, let that all 3 of them get going really good, and then you can shut that bottom door. And then the control on the front, you can turn that up a little bit so that bottom door, that door I showed you earlier on the side of your ash box, which is right here on the side of your ash pan box, then that'll be open more and it'll to let more air in to keep it hotter. Now it won't be too much air like what I'm doing now, so it'll actually heat up the room. It'll heat up the outside box and heat up your room really good. Let's take a look at the fire, see what's doing. See, there's a good fire going in between the logs like that. If you want to get a good fire going, you take another log and you stick it right on top of those two, where the flames from those two coming up in the middle will heat up that top log. So normally I would have let it go another 5 minutes or so before I did that, but I don't want this video being that long. So anyway, I think you get the idea. I'm going to leave this bottom door open like this for another 5 minutes. Let those 3 pieces get good and hot. And can you hear it crackling in there? See, it's got a little fire going on there in between there, and that's what you want. In 5 more minutes, I'll close that bottom door and adjust my control here in the front to where I normally keep it. Since it's only 50 degrees outside, it's not it's chilly, but it's not that cold. You can use a wood burner all the way up to about 65 degrees when it's outside 65 degrees. And keep in mind, you need a little more airflow when it's warmer out. You don't get as much excuse me, you don't get as much draw through your flue. So remember to keep a little more airflow going through it when the temperatures, let's say 50 or above. That way you have enough airflow through your firebox, and it'll keep the draft going good, keep your wood burning. All this stuff you kind of pick up over time, and you kind of learn how your wood burner works with the type of wood you're using. Just make sure that you use wood that is cured, split at least, let it dry out under cover for at least 6 to 8 months, preferably 10 to 12 months. And if you keep it under cover and out of the rain, I would think that firewood would be able to last sitting there for minimum 10-12 years. So mine never gets a chance like that because I use it. But anyway, I'm Mike from MikesCarpentryPlus, and I guess have a great day, and I hope you learn a tip or two. And my fire's going pretty good now. I'll show you before I sign out. I could just hear it in there going, and as you can see, there's nothing going to stop that fire now. So you want to close that top door, and just to be on the safe side, I'm going to leave this bottom door open for another minute or two, and then I'll close it. But it should be good now. But I don't want to revisit it. I don't want it to die out, so I'm going to make sure that it's going good. Just remember, once it's going good, to shut that bottom door, that ash door. You don't want to leave that open continuously. It's just too much airflow, and you're not going to heat the house very well with it anyway. Your wood will burn up real fast. But anyway, you have a great day, and if you have any animals, please get them spayed in or neutered. And if you want to get one, please go to your local animal shelter and rescue one. They'd appreciate it. And you have a great day. I'll talk to you next time.